Good morning, this is Scott Cullen. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Cannata report. It's time for Fridays with Frank, and this is the first in a multi-part series of Fridays with Frank episodes where Frank takes a deeper dive into our 36th annual survey. And this is going to be an opportunity for Frank to chat about some of the data that was in the survey that didn't necessarily get printed in our October, November survey issues. So Frank, take it away.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's good to be with you. And even though it's a little bit cold in the Northeast, it's a sunny day. Any rate, want to talk today about our survey and the relevance to our dealer audience. The data that we collect in that particular effort is voluminous, and really, it's impossible for Scott to reveal everything that we've learned doing this exercise. I mean, you take a look at so many different areas. So what I'd like to address is two areas that we were able to extrapolate some additional information that should help manufacturers in terms of providing certain products to dealers. So let's start with HP. HP in the beginning, after they acquired Samsung, made this what I think was a fairly impressive effort to go out there and sell that program, the Samsung program, to dealers. Obviously, A3 along with A4, give them a stronger package, etc., etc. We all know that. HP was kind enough to invite CJ and I in and have some conversations very early on. And they announced a strategy that they were going to go forward with, which says that the intent here is to replace everybody's second A3 supplier. And well, inwardly, I said to myself, are they out of their minds? How are they going to do this? So you listen and you try to be helpful. And then I tried to share with them what they had. They did an excellent job on researching the market and who the dealers were they wanted to go and see. And I have to tell you that CJ and I were both impressed. They didn't leave anybody out. I tried to explain to them the way a dealer business works, that this entrenchment, this loyalty, comes not only because they like working with each other, but because it makes sense in terms of maintaining the end user customer. I explained that the dealers get a list or make up a list of leases that they have with existing customers that are about to expire over the next 3 months, 4 months, but each works differently. Whether they work at 90 days out, 120 days out is irrelevant. The rep who has the specific area or territory where some leases may be coming due gets them, and he goes out and he visits with them, wants to know how they like the machine, was there any particular problems, and let's say for discussion's sake, they were Toshiba machines, right? And everybody was happy. So here he comes back to the office and says, okay, we got 3 customers, the leases are coming up, they like the Toshiba line. Let's take a look at what Toshiba machines we think would represent an upgrade and make for a happier customer. They'll do their research, go back in. They don't try to sell away from the brand. The customer's happy with the Toshiba machine. Why should they try and sell an HP product and go through the whole sales pitch and give them an area to kind of say, oh, maybe I want to look at something else? You go, you nail it. And that's why they have a high rate of retention. I believe they have a high rate of retention. It fell on deaf ears, which is not a surprise to me. But so I've been very interested to see how successful that approach has been. So now, thanks to the very strong participation of Sharp, who had 83 dealers respond, and Rico, who had 87, Kyocera had 66, Toshiba had 65. We ended up with 385 dealers. I did a quick look at the HP participation. They had 66 dealers say they were selling HP A3. Okay. Of the 66, only 24 placed them in second place. We had 37 placed them third and 3 placed them fourth. So you can see that it worked to some extent, but not the way I think they had anticipated. Now, this is simplistic. I mean, if we really want to get into it, we'd have to talk about the revenue for those dealers that placed HP second to say this is the key. I'm just using this as the kind of a graphic description of how we use this kind of data. We can go back to HP and do this and say, look, going forward, these are the things that, and obviously for those that they selected one, we have the ability to tell them, although in this case, there were no 1A3s. In A4s, yes, but not in A3s. We look for other means to provide them additional information, and we can get it in terms of the responses to the HP A4 effort. So that pretty much sums up this particular thing. Now, that's only one of the myriad ways we can go at it.